It's time for Avon Varsity Football on Audio Sports Online. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Reynolds Body Shop, McNamara Florist, Red Cobra Wrestling, and Avon Dental Center. Welcome to Oriole Football on ASO. I'm Brian Scott, flying solo tonight. My broadcast partner, Coach Dave Shelbourne, not with me tonight. He will be back in 2 weeks, however, when the Orioles begin their playoff run at Pike. The Orioles will finish up the regular season on the road as they take on the Noblesville Millers tonight, and we're glad to have you aboard here on Audio Sports Online. Avon coming off of a win last week against the Zionsville Eagles to even up their record at 4-4 on the season, 3-2 in the HCC. Avon won last Friday night by the score of 43-29 in a game that, while Avon was in control of pretty much most of the game, in my weekly talk with the head coach of the Avon Orioles, Coach Mark Bless, it was a game that many of the coaching staff, many Orioles fans, I'm sure, didn't feel like the Orioles were fully in control. Zionsville made some runs in that football game, but Avon always answered. And in the end, they came away with the win. It was a big night for the running attack, especially for Brian Fitzgerald, 129 rushes on 20 carries. And Samson James, 95 yards on 17 carries and a pair of touchdowns. Corey DePriest also got in the act. 6 carries for 49 yards and 1 touchdown. Cameron Meisner, very effective on the night, 10 of 20 for 167 yards, 3 touchdown passes, and once again, no interceptions for the junior quarterback. And for about the third game in a row, and I talked to Coach Bless about this before this week's ball game, he felt that Cameron did an excellent job of distributing the football. This was the third game in a row in which Cameron managed to distribute the ball among 6 different wide receivers. As Coach Bless and I talked earlier during the Mark Bless Show on Audio Sports Online earlier this week, it is something he had thought Cameron was doing a much better job of and was doing an excellent job in finding his receivers. When we come back, we'll get ready for tonight's game and talk about our opponent this week, the Noblesville Millers. This is the Oriole football pregame on Audio Sports Online. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon Football Broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at redcobrawrestlingacademy.com. Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located at Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 15 years. For more information on how parents can get a mouth guard for their high school athlete or for any dental questions,
Go to avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100.
Welcome back to the Avon Oriole pregame show on Audio Sports Online. I'm Brian Scott. We come to you tonight from Harris Chevrolet Field in Noblesville High School as we get prepared to kick off the final game of the IHSAA football regular season tonight, as the Orioles will wrap up this season on the road taking on the Noblesville Millers. Orioles come into this football game with a record of 4-4, 3-2 in the HCC, and as I talked to head coach Mark Bless earlier this week on the Mark Bless Show on Audio Sports Online, he talked about that it would be really nice to of course, head into the sectional 2 weeks from tonight against Pike, of course, with a win, a little bit of momentum, and, of course, winning the regular season, having a winning record. A win tonight would put Avon 5-4 in the regular season. And for the Noblesville Millers under first-year head coach Jason Simmons, the same thing could be said for Noblesville. They're 4-4 heading into tonight's game, 3-2 in the HCC, and, of course, they are coming off of a huge win last week at Brownsburg. They knocked off previously unbeaten Brownsburg by the score of 22-21, and it was a game that they trailed entering the fourth quarter by the score of 21-0. But sophomore quarterback Grant Gremmel, who was in the contest as he was in there for former starting quarterback Ryan Barnes, who was out with an injury. He led the Millers on a fourth quarter comeback, and they knocked off previously unbeaten Brownsburg to go to 4-4 in the season. And that's actually set up a very intriguing matchup tonight, not that far away from where we're broadcasting here at Noblesville, Hamilton Southeastern, where the Brownsburg Bulldogs are playing Hamilton Southeastern tonight for the Hoosier Crossroads Conference Championship. Brownsburg held that their destiny in their own hands last week. It could have been assured no worse than a tie in the HCC race with a win over Noblesville, but that loss has now put them in a winner-play-all matchup tonight at Hamilton Southeastern. Both teams with only one loss in HCC play. Of course, for Hamilton Southeastern, that one loss came in Week 3 against Avon, 31-28. So Avon's got a little bit of say in this HCC race. That's what's made it now championship night, just about a little less than 10 miles away from us here at Noblesville, as Brownsburg and Hamilton Southeastern will play for the HCC crown. But as I was saying, head coach Jason Simmons of the Noblesville Millers in the same boat that head coach Mark Bless of the Orioles were. They would like to end on a good note, win out and finish out the regular season with a win before they head into their sectional matchup 2 weeks from tonight against Fishers. Fishers is a team that they played earlier this year, and they beat Fishers 28-21. So both teams looking for a little bit of momentum heading into sectionals. And again, Class 6A this year, the week bye happens at the beginning of the playoffs. It won't be the week before the championship game, so everybody in 6A is going to get a week off to prepare. For Avon, they're going to take on this Noblesville team who last week Grant Gremmel actually outdueled prep star Hunter Johnson of Brownsburg. Gremmel finished with 232 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, while Hunter Johnson, he finished with 191 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, but was picked off 3 times by the Millers defense. This is a Noblesville team that will primarily like to put the ball up in the air. They can run the ball, but they do like to throw the ball around. And Gremmel, who is only a sophomore, but as he showed last week, can play very, very good football, and he's going to be a force to reckon with for the Avon Orioles tonight. Rushing the football is not something that you see Noblesville do a ton of this season, but they do have a capable back in senior Chandler Hurst. But it's basically flinging the ball around, and you'll see a whole bevy of wide receivers for Noblesville tonight. That'll be the target of Grant Gremmel. They have several seniors in Nolan Ginter. They've seen Ben Groover get some catches, and they're going to be very, very tough to cover, especially for this Orioles secondary. The key to the game tonight, of course, get pressure on the quarterback, and that's something that Avon hopes to do tonight. They also hope to control the ball, as the Oriole rushing attack has been pretty sound the past few weeks, especially last week when Avon really went to that 2-back set. It wasn't something we've seen a whole lot of this season, but the Orioles ran it very effectively last week, often going with the pair of Samson James and Brian Fitzgerald. At times we saw Corey DePriest get into the act, and as Coach Mark Bless said during his coaches show this week, each back gives the Orioles a little bit something different. Samson James, a pure power back, loves to get right up through the tackles, right between the tackles, and right into the second line of defense. Brian Fitzgerald, we've seen all season long, and as my broadcast partner, the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelburne would say, just a talented, special talented player that very, very difficult for defenders to bring down, a rare burst of power, speed, and athleticism, and just special things happen when the ball is in Bryant's hands. But also Corey DePriest saw some time at running back. Corey, of course, at the beginning of this season had been moved out to split end. At times he's worked at flanker, trying to get him the ball in open space. But a smaller back with some good explosiveness and a way, once he gets to that corner, he can really burn defenders. That trio of running backs has been very, very effective, especially the past couple of ball games, and I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a heavy dose of those three tonight here against Noblesville. Noblesville coming into this football game, they average a little over 22 points per game, and they give up a little over 21 points per game. It is a team that has quite a few sophomores on that defensive side of the football, but as we say, we're in week 9, and anybody that was a sophomore or a first-year starter at the beginning of the season, that's long since passed. This is a Noblesville team that has done a fairly good job defensively, and that was the case last week, especially in that fourth quarter as they made their rally against Brownsburg. Avon comes in averaging a little over 27 points per game. They're giving up about 25 points, and while neither of these two teams are ranked by the AP, the coaches do have Avon ranked this week 13th, and the Sagarin ratings are actually even more kind to Avon, even though the Orioles are 4-4 this season. Other than the week 2 matchup at Ben Davis, Avon's been in most of the games, and as Coach Mark Bless would say, a lot of those games that they have lost, you can count on a play here, play there, and most of the time it's been the Orioles keeping a hold of the football. Turnovers have been the number one key in every single one of the Orioles' losses this season, and there have been some tight ones against Whiteland and, of course, Westfield. They nearly came back to beat, or at least get within a chance of coming back on Brownsburg. The only true, I would say, beatdown that the Orioles have amassed this season was the Week 2 loss to Ben Davis when Avon fell 38-7. But in that game, they turned the ball over 6 times. They're going to have to keep a hold of the football tonight because this Noblesville team has seen like they can move the football, and they are also very, very good defensively. So it should be a good matchup for Avon as they wrap up the regular season on a beautiful night in Noblesville. Clear skies. Our vantage point here in the press box, to your left is north, to your right is south. We're looking due east. Temperature at kickoff is going to be around 66 degrees, a very, very light wind, not expecting much wind tonight. And for mid-October, you really couldn't have asked for a better night of football here in central Indiana. We've had nights where mid-October it could be in the 40s, so we're very fortunate. It's going to be a beautiful night for football here in central Indiana. Like I said, the skies are clear, the winds are light. So it should be a great night as the Avon Orioles have made their way onto the field. They are dressed in the road white jerseys with the black numerals, the black pants, and, of course, the black helmets as they are making their way onto the field. Head coach of Avon, of course, is Mark Bless in his 7th year at the helm of Avon, and he has amassed a very, very impressive record while with the Avon Orioles, 54-25 in his 7 years and 203-92 in his 27th year overall. The Noblesville Millers are making their way onto the field. They are wearing white pants with black jerseys and kind of a shiny gold numerals with some black in them. They're going to be a little tough to pick up tonight, so please bear with us as we go through this football game, especially as until the lights really take effect. Noblesville has a first-year head coach Jason Simmons. Coach Simmons does have a couple of years of head coaching experience. He had 2 years at Hamilton Heights as he guided the Huskies to tournament successes before turning back to becoming an assistant head coach. But this is his first year at the head coach of Noblesville. He takes over for Lance Scheib, who retired last season, and he's already put a bit of a mark on this Noblesville squad. Noblesville, always a tough team to play, and always a very tough team to play here in Noblesville. Always great crowd support, and I think we're in for a fantastic football game. Do want to remind you that we will have playoff football in 2 weeks as the Avon Orioles will open up sectional play at Pike. We're going to talk about the tournament coming up at halftime. I'll run down a little bit of a look at what Avon can expect coming up in just a couple of weeks as we get ready for the playoffs here. And once again, both of these two teams will have a week off after tonight's game before they open up sectional play on the 28th. Noblesville, they will be opening up against Fishers, and as I mentioned earlier, they have already knocked off Fishers once this season. As the teams are making their way, as the captains are making their way toward midfield as we get the coin toss ready for tonight's game. So glad you can join me tonight for Avon Oriole football on Audio Sports Online. And once again, Brian Scott flying solo tonight. The Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelburne not with me tonight. He'll be back with me for the Pike game. One of the keys, of course, we said earlier, Cameron Meisner has been doing an outstanding job flinging the ball around for the Avon Orioles. As Avon has won the toss, they have elected to defer. Meisner on the season has thrown for over 1,200 yards. He has 16 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions on the season. And when he is looking to put that ball in the air more often than not, he has been looking for Luke Shayatovich. The junior has 10 touchdowns on the season, almost 400 receiving yards. But the rushing attack has been sound. Samson James, he has been the back that when the Orioles get down to the line, close to the goal line, he has been getting the bulk of the carries as he has 7 touchdowns on the season. But Brian Fitzgerald, 5 touchdowns on the year. Brian has over 550 yards, which for a player that really didn't start playing offense this season until more than halfway through, he has been really doing some damage rushing the football. Getting ready to kick this football off is Justin Hydorn, and back deep for the will be Zach Tuane, and also back deep for the We Are Ready for Football. As we said, also back deep will be Alex Foster. Hydorn's kick is up, and Foster will take it at the 6-yard line. He'll come up to the 15, looks for some room at the 20 to the 25 before he is finally brought down at around the 30-yard line, maybe just past that. And leading the Noblesville Millers out for their first play of this football game will be Grant Gremmel. He made the start last week, and Gremmel coming into this football season, this will be his 4th game that he has seen some action in. And Gremmel on the season has thrown for 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And the Millers will start this drive 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. They'll bring a man in motion, a little movement from Avon, and they're going to get C.J. Hunt leaning across the line of scrimmage. And the first play of the football game is a 5-yard penalty that'll be called against Avon. Quickly, let's give you the starting lineups for the Noblesville Millers as they line up across the front line. Ben Collins, Alex Holtz, Drew Hartman, Derek Gordon, and Seth Pope. As Gremmel will give the ball to Chandler Hurst. Hurst will be brought down as it is Spencer Strout with the tackle for the Orioles. The wide receivers for the Millers will be Ben Groover and Jackson Thurman. Slot receiver Ben Herron. Chandler Hurst, he was the ball carrier, and he was brought down for about a loss of a yard, and Grant Gremmel is the quarterback. As 4 wide receivers, and now the Millers shift as they will spend him over to the left. They'll bring another man in motion now to the near side as Gremmel takes the snap, hands it off. Here is Hurst, looks for some room left side, won't find a whole lot as once again he's going to be brought down, tackled by C.J. Hunt. Good pursuit by the big man. For the Orioles in that 3-3 stacked look, Matt Braum, C.J. Hunt, and Kirk Shepard across the line. Camden Morrell, Spencer Strout, and Alex Griffith are the linebackers. The corners are Sammy Bullock and Nathan Connolly, and the safeties, Brian Fitzgerald, Ian Pendleton, and Nicholas Gray. 3rd down and 6 yards to go for the Millers. Orioles will show blitz from the corner. Back to pass is Gremmel. Good protection, fires deep, looking deep, and it's going to be incomplete. He was looking downfield, looking for Jackson Thurman, and back in coverage was Nicholas Gray. And the Orioles defensively will force the Millers to a 3-and-out on their opening series, and they'll send Chase Evans back to punt this football away. Lik Shayatovich and Brian Fitzgerald will drop deep for the Avon Orioles as Fitzgerald and Shayatovich will plant their heels about the 30-yard line. Evans will be kicking this ball off at around his 20. So good job from the Orioles defensively on the first series. Good snap. Evans gets this ball away. Nice high kick. It'll turn over. Fair catch called for by Shayatovich, and Luke will take the fair catch at about the 29-yard line. And now it's time for the Orioles to take over 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. And Cameron Meisner will bring out the Oriole offense. Cameron, 6'3", 190-pound junior, and really has each and every week, I believe, grown as a quarterback. Again, his making his reads, making his progressions, and he'll have the Orioles 1st and 10 with a 4-wide receiver look as Noblesville will show 4 down linemen. The give is to Fitzgerald. He'll try to bounce it left side, and he's going to be brought down on a nice play as coming in to make the tackle looked like it was Eddie Zenick, a 5'9", 180-pound sophomore for the Millers. The Orioles offensively across the offensive line, Addison Batten, DJ Bowles, Jack Camp, Ryan Brodnick, and Alex Shoemaker. The wide receivers are Isaac Garendo, Chad Carmichael, Corey DePriest, and Luke Shayatovich. Brian Fitzgerald, the tailback, and Cameron Meisner is the quarterback. A loss of a yard on the play, 2nd down and 11 for Avon, their first drive of the first quarter of a scoreless game. Here's Fitzgerald, finds a hole up the middle, and he will barrel ahead for about 7 yards, take it beyond the 35 to about the 37-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down for Avon. The Millers will also do that very familiar 3-3 stack look across the defensive line. Dalton Davis, Josh Garcia, and Scott Berghoff. The linebackers, Will Schulte, Eddie Zenick, and Marcus Emmert. The corners are McGuire Plumer and Wyatt Blades, and Ben Groover, Zach Tuine, and Harris Camp are the safeties. 3rd down and 2 for Avon. Ball rests just beyond the 37-yard line. Need to get it to the 39. Fitzgerald, the lone tailback, 3 wide receivers to the near side. Back to pass, Meisner fires left side, wide open, Chad Carmichael. And Carmichael will have the 1st down before he is tackled over here on the near side. And it looks like he was brought down by Wyatt Blades, but it's a 1st down for the Orioles as Carmichael will get it past the 45 to the 46-yard line. A simple pitch and catch. Carmichael just kind of camped out as he drove Blades back, playing soft coverage. And an easy 1st down for Avon as they'll have the ball at the 46-yard line. Adrian Lozano in as an H-back, the big tight end. Fitzgerald, the tailback, and this is Bryant. He'll look for some room. Now bounce it near side to the 50, inside Miller's territory to the 45, to the 40, and he'll finally be tripped up by McGuire Plumer, but not before Fitzgerald takes it inside the 40 down to about the 36-yard line, and another 1st down for Avon. Bryant trying to move right. That was where the blocking was set up by Adrian Lozano. Nothing there. He cut back near side and picked up the 1st down, and the Orioles are in Miller territory at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. 8:44 left to go, first quarter, no score. Opening drive for the Orioles as this is Fitzgerald, bounces it to the right, now cuts it in, gets a yard to the 25, still going, dragging Millers, and he will take it all the way down to the 15-yard line on another strong one by Bryant Fitzgerald. A 6', 195-pound senior will have it in the red zone at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10 Avon. So a pair of very strong runs by Fitzgerald have the Orioles in business. And on this 1st and 10, they will send Shayatovich and Carmichael to the far side. DePriest lines up near side. And it is now Samson James in at tailback. The give is to James. He'll go straight ahead. He'll find a little room on the left side between the tackles, and Samson James will pick up about 3 yards to the 12-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 7 as they give Fitzgerald a bit of a break. They just brought Samson James and just did a little trap right to the left of Big Jack Camp, and James picks up 3 yards. So 2nd down and 7, ball resting at the 12-yard line as Meisner looks over the defense. He will give it to James. James bounces it to the right, cuts it up to the 15, to the 10, and down close to the 5-yard line where he may have enough for the first down as they just did a power sweep to the right. James was lined up to the left of Meisner, but the play went to the right, and that will be enough for the first down as Avon will have it first and goal from the Miller 5-yard line with 7:28 and counting here in the first quarter. No score. Orioles held the Millers to 3 and out on their first offensive set. Now here's Avon on their first offensive series at the 5 with first down and goal. Brian Fitzgerald back into the football game at tailback. Lozano to the left, but Meisner fires right side, incomplete. He was looking over there for Luke Shayatovich and went in and out of the hands of Shayatovich. Good coverage over there on that far side. I believe it was McGuire Plumer over there in that far corner with one-on-one coverage against Shayatovich. It's incomplete. It'll bring up second and goal. Ball on the right hash as the Orioles move right to left here in this first quarter of play. This time it's a give to Fitzgerald. He'll barrel forward, and he will be into the end zone for the touchdown. Brian Fitzgerald from 5 yards out puts the Orioles on the board with 7:04 left to go in this first quarter. And now it'll bring out Justin Hydorn to attempt the point after for Fitzgerald on the season. That will be as Hydorn puts a left foot into it, and he puts it through the uprights, and it is good. 7:04 left to go in this first quarter. Avon leads 7-0. This is Oriole football on Audio Sports Online. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. Brian Fitzgerald's 5-yard touchdown run gives the Orioles the lead as Justin Hydorn kicks off. Foster will take it at his 5. He'll take it up to 10, 15, 20, 25. Gets hit, spins, keeps his balance, and plows ahead to the 38-yard line. An excellent return by Alex Foster will put the Millers in business at the 39-yard line. For Fitzgerald, that's his 6th touchdown of the season. As the Orioles march down the field and take a 7-0 lead, and now the Millers will return to the offensive side of the football, trailing 7-0 with 6:56 left to go in this first quarter of play. As once again it will be Grant Gremmel in the offense coming out. We'll see a lot of shifting from the Millers, and they'll shift and make it a formation heavy right. Now they'll bring a man in motion. Gremmel will fake the handoff. He'll roll to his left. Looking, looks downfield, fires, pass is complete. Hanging on to the football and making a very, very nice catch was Nolan Ginther, a 6'3", 186-pound senior. And he'll be about a yard shy of the first down. All sorts of time as they got Gremmel out of the pocket, had a chance to look down the field. He had a couple of receivers open just shortly down the field, but they managed to go down and pick up about 9 yards as the Millers shift heavy left. They'll pitch to Hurst. Hurst will go left side, and he's going to be upended. And Hurst is going to be brought down. That is Brian Fitzgerald on the tackle. A loss of a pair on that to make it 3rd down and 3. They lined up a heavy presence on the left side of the line. Tried to get Hurst some blocking out in front, but Brian Fitzgerald came in and dragged him down and undercut him for a 2-yard loss. That'll make it 3rd down and 3 for the Millers. 5:55 opening quarter, Avon with a 7-0 lead. Millers with their second offensive set. They'll fire left side, pass complete. They will make the catch in Oriole territory at the 49-yard line for a pickup of about 5. And And it is Blake Taylor that comes down with the football. Nathan Conley made the tackle for Avon, but it is a first down, the first down for the Millers, and they are in Oriole territory at the 49-yard line. In the pistol, they'll give it to Hurst. Hurst will look for some room, find a little bit, and he will plow forward for about 3 yards before he's brought down by outside linebacker Alex Griffiths, a 6'1", 190-pound sophomore. Pickup of about 2 yards down to the 47-yard line. And that is where the Millers will have it 1st and 10. As you notice, they run a spread look. They shift a lot, and they check the sideline as Gremmel brings Hurst to his left. Gremmel fires left side, pass complete, and run out of bounds on the far side. They will say he was, as once again, Blake Taylor. He's working against Nathan Conley on that far sideline, and Taylor will pick up about 6 yards to the 40-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1 for the Millers. So Gremmel will check the sideline. The Millers bring 3 wide receivers to the near side of the formation. Now, as the Orioles shift, Gremmel will once again check the sideline. Orioles staying in a zone look. And the give is to Hurst. Hurst looks for some room. He will have the first down, just needed a yard, picked up about 1.5 yards, but Hurst will move the chains for the Millers as he will take it down to about the 38-yard line. And the Millers have it 1st down and 10 with the clock stopped while they move the chains, and now they'll start it again. 4:14 left to go in this first quarter of play. A lot of substituting in and out by the Millers as we now see Nick Rusi coming in as a wideout. And they will send player to the far side again. These numerals a little hard to pick up here from the press box, but I can tell you they have 4 wide receivers in the package. Empty backfield. Gremmel back to pass. He fires down the field. He has his man down at the 15, down to the 10-yard line before finally tackled and brought down. Coming down with the football was Nolan Ginther, a 6'3", 186 senior. Alex Griffith from his linebacking position had to make the pursuit and the tackle, but the Millers have it all the way down to the 12-yard line of Avon, 1st down and 10. Flooded with 4 wide receivers, empty backfield, and Ginther comes down with it as Gremmel back to pass. They throw a fade in the corner, looking for Taylor, incomplete. They like that matchup with Taylor working on Nathan Conley, as Taylor 6 foot 172 against the 5'6", 155-pound Nathan Conley. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 as they're using the big guy against Nathan. So we've already seen this hookup and this connection several times on this drive. 2nd down and 10 for the Millers. Hurst in the backfield, in the pistol. They will play action pass, fires over the middle. Nice crossing route and a nice pitch and catch. It'll be a 1st down for the Millers as they once again they worked Blake Taylor against Nathan Conley. Conley was able to bring him down before he could get into the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal for the Millers. And the ball is spotted just outside the 1-yard line. Now they will bring a full house backfield, and they will hand the ball off and into the end zone. And it is a touchdown. Tyler Gonzalez from a yard out. And the Millers answer the Oriole touchdown with one of their own as Gonzalez puts it into the end zone, and on for the point after will be Jack Knight. 2:59 left in this first quarter. Knight's point after on the way, and the good strong kick is up, and it is good with 2:59 remaining in the first quarter. The Millers, they answer, they tie this game at 7. We're going to keep it right here as we get ready for kickoff, as once again a very nice drive from the Millers, but they already look like they are trying to exploit the matchup they have with Blake Taylor. Again, 6 foot 172 pounds. So he has been working on the 5'6", 155-pound Nathan Conley, and A good job by Grant Gremmel as they went down the field, just putting it up a little high, letting his player who has the size advantage go up and get the football, and they kind of took advantage of that matchup all the way down the field. And that culminated in the touchdown. So 2:59 remaining in this first quarter, and we're tied at 7 as Knight gets ready to kick this football off. Samson James and Brian Fitzgerald back deep for Avon, and Knight, short kick. This is going to be taken by, it's muffed, but picked up, and then finally taken down at the 28-yard line. Sammy Bullock was the Avon Oriole on the short kick. He muffed it off his chest, but managed to recover it. And the Orioles will have it 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line in a 7-7 game with 2:56 left to go in this first quarter of play. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight for Oriole football on Audio Sports Online. Flying solo as my broadcast partner, Dave Shelbourne, he'll be back with us for the Pike game. And on 1st and 10, the Orioles will have Lozano in as an H-back. And they will play action pack. Meisner, he's going deep. He has a man wide open. Garendo at the 30, and he will not be touched. That is a 72-yard pass play. Cameron Meisner to Isaac Garendo. And one play, and the Orioles are back out in front. Garendo had about a 8 to 10-yard advantage on the Miller defender. And this is something that we have seen throughout the season. The first about 6 times, first 6 games, Meisner and Garendo couldn't hook up. This time, and for the last 3 or 4 games, we've seen them, or the last 2 or 3 games, I should say, they've been able to hook up on that. As Heidorn's point after is good, and with 2:46 left to go in the first quarter, Orioles back out on front. This is Oriole football on Audio Sports Online.
McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900.
Cameron Meisner, his Isaac Garendo. One play, 72 yards. Avon back out in front, 72-0, as Foster will take this 1 foot into the end zone, and he'll have to take this out to the 20 as it will be a touchback. So after a nice drive by the Millers to answer the Oriole touchdown, Avon needs one play as Meisner hits Garendo on nothing but a fly route. He had his man beat by about 8 yards. Meisner dropped it in stride, and the Orioles are back out in front, 14-7. But 2:45 remaining in this first quarter of play from Hare Chevrolet Field here at Noblesville High School. I'm Brian Scott. And the Millers, they are back out on offense after driving down the field and getting the touchdown. This is Chandler Hurst, and he's going to be swallowed up by a whole host of white-clad Oriole defenders, and he will barely get back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. We'll see if the Orioles make any changes defensively. We saw on that last drive the Millers take advantage of that Blake Taylor and Nathan Conley one-on-one matchup, and once again they are lined up on that far side of the field. 2nd down and 10. Clock continues to move as we hit 2:10 left to go first quarter. 14-7, Orioles out in front. Millers with a football. And this is a pass near side. Pass is complete. They get the ball out to Jackson Thurman. And Thurman quickly brought down over here on the near side. Nicholas Gray in there to make the coverage. Cameron. So it will be 3rd down after the pickup of about 6. Once again, Orioles jumping, and this time they will. And this was after Gremmel was just looking over here to the sideline. And that's going to have Coach Mark Bless up in arms.
Rough like, oh, yeah, I'm roughing. Oh, that's right.
So a free 5 yards and a free first down for the Millers as they'll have it at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10. And we've seen some antsiness on the part of the Oriole defensive lineman. That's the second encroachment penalty we've seen against Avon here in the first quarter. The Orioles will watch the Millers with double wideouts left and right, and they'll stack them left and right. Hurst to the right of Gremmel. Play action, they'll throw it near side. Pass is complete, and getting about 2 or 3 yards is Nick Rusey. Rusey's going to be brought down hard, tackled over here on the near side by Camden Morrell. It's a pickup of about 3 yards up to the 35-yard line. Let's call it 2nd down and 7 as we go under 1 minute left to play in this first quarter. Avon with a 14-7 lead. 5 wide outs in the package for the Millers. Empty backfield as Gremmel takes a look at the sideline. He'll take the snap. He'll look. He'll fire near side. Pass is complete up to the 42, the 44, and that will be enough for the first down. Ian Pendleton made the tackle, or at least made the stop, but it's not before the Millers pick up the first down at the 44-yard line. Clock continues to run as we have 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The Millers will have to run a play before this first quarter comes to a close. So the ball at the 44-yard line, 3 wide outs to the far side, 1 to the near side. They'll bring a man in motion. Gremmel will give it to Chandler Hurst, and Hurst will find some room around the right side, picks up a couple of yards to the 46-yard line, and that will likely be the final play of this first quarter. This clock's cranked down to 0. Our score after 1 quarter of play from Harris Chevrolet Field. The Avon Orioles lead the Noblesville Millers by the score of 14-7. Back with second quarter action right after this. This is Oriole football on Audio Sports Online.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Redd. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
One quarter in the books, and the Avon Orioles lead the Noblesville Millers by the score of 14-7. I'm Brian Scott. Welcome to Oriole football on ASO. Orioles scored on their opening drive of the football game and then watched the Millers answer on a nice sustained drive punctuated by a 1-yard touchdown run. But the Orioles, after the kickoff, 1 play, 72-yard touchdown pass Cameron Meisner to Isaac Garendo. They have the 14-7 lead as we begin the second quarter, and the Millers moving right to left. And they will do so with 3 wide receivers to the near side, and Grant Gremmel back to pass. He's rolling near side. He gets pressure. He will put it down, almost intercepted. Diving for the football was Brian Fitzgerald, but excellent pressure coming off of the end, or coming up the middle, I should say, from C.J. Hunt, pressuring Gremmel. Gremmel was able to get out of his hands, but Fitzgerald almost with a diving interception attempt. Comes up short. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Again, they will stack the wide receivers left and right, and now here come the Orioles once again, as this time coming across the line of scrimmage is Camden Morrell, and Coach Bless about 4 yards onto the field, very, very upset. This is the 3rd time that the Orioles have been hit with an offsides. Matt Braum will come out, and they're going to bring in Gunnar Larson in at left defensive end. 3rd down and 3 now for the Millers. 3rd and a little more manageable as Gremmel play action. He will loft it up. He has a man wide open. That is Blake Taylor. And coming over to make the tackle for the Orioles was Nicholas Gray, as he had to come over with safety help, as Taylor simply was left wide open and all alone for an easy pitch and catch. And it's 1st and 10 for the Millers at the Oriole 37-yard line. A little mix-up in defensive coverage there. Gray had to come in. He made the tackle, but the Millers have it 1st and 10 in Oriole territory at the 37-yard line. Once again, they will empty the backfield out. 5 wide receivers, 2 to the short side, which is to our left, 3 to the far side to our right. Gremmel back to pass, quickly, looks, fires, has his man, but getting very little yardage there as his pass is complete. McGuire Plummer, the reception, and he was brought down by Sammy Bullock for a gain of only a couple of yards. So McGuire Plummer, a player that the Millers can use pretty much all over. He'll play offense, he'll play defense, he can even play quarterback. He has played quite a bit of quarterback this season. Right now they've got him lined up at times as a wide receiver. As Grant Gremmel takes a look at this. 2nd down, about 7 yards, ball just inside the 35-yard line of Avon. Play clock down to 5-4, and it looks like the Millers are going to have to call a timeout. Confusion as Grant Gremmel, looking for the signals on the near side, didn't get what he was looking for, or didn't get the signal, and he'll call a timeout with 11:09 left to go here in this first half. Avon with a 14-7 lead. Back in a moment to Zora football on ASO.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
Second down, about 8 yards to go after the timeout. They'll bring a man in motion to the Millers. Play action pass. They'll swing it out to the flats. That was the man that was in motion. And making the catch was Jackson Thurman. It was Nate Conley coming in, making the tackle as they simply brought Thurman in motion from the near side to the far side and then just swung it out on a little flat pass. Conley with a nice tackle, but it will set up 3rd down, about 3 yards, a little more than 3 yards to go with the ball just outside the 31-yard line of Noblesville. They trail 14-7, 10:40 and counting here in the first half, and they will line up with 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 2 to the right, I should say. Empty backfield, 5 wideouts in the package for the Millers. Back to pass, Gremmel, he'll sling it out and passes incomplete, and working that far sideline. I believe once again Blake Taylor was running that far sideline, and it was would have had a very, very small window to put it in, and Gremmel was unable to do so. That's going to bring up 4th down, and once again, maybe some confusion. We'll see as they bring Gremmel out on this 4th down and 4. And they're going to bring in McGuire Plummer in for Plummer for the as quarterback. He will roll near side. Pressure comes, and he's going to be sacked. Coming in, making the play for the Orioles, Alex Griffith, the 6'1", 190-pound sophomore outside linebacker, and that is going to turn the ball over on downs as the Orioles will have it 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line on the big defensive stand, and they will take over up by a touchdown now as Cameron Meisner, who the last time the Orioles had the football, 1 play, 72-yard touchdown pass to Isaac Garendo. And Brian Fitzgerald will be the tailback on this 1st and 10 for Avon, with 10:19 remaining in this first half. And this time it will be the Millers. Nope, they're going to call procedure, false start called against Avon. So a false start penalty. And already, I'm sure Coach Mark Bless not happy with the number of penalties he's been seeing early in this contest, as They will march that back to the 34-yard line, and now Avon has 1st and 15. 4 wideouts, 3 to the far side of the formation. Isaac Garendo, the lone wide receiver near side. He's covered up by McGuire Plummer. Fitzgerald, the tailback, as Meisner looks over the defense. Play action pass, Meisner back to pass. Good protection, going deep once again. Corey DePriest, and broken up on a nice play. Coming in to make the play on the near side, I believe. Wyatt Blades was in the coverage, and he broke that up. Second time we've seen the Orioles trying to use some speed going deep, and a good job by the 6 foot, 170-pound sophomore cornerback to come and break that up. Going to bring up 2nd down and 15. 10 minutes, 10 seconds, first half. Orioles with a 14-7 lead. Again, 3 wide receivers. Adrian Lozano as an H-back. The give is to Fitzgerald. He'll look for some room, right side. He'll find a little bit, and he'll pick up maybe 4 yards. But here's Avon now with a 3rd down and 11. As Fitz can only take it up to about the 38-yard line. And now we'll see what Avon elects to do here on 3rd and long. They had Adrian Lozano in as a blocking back, and Fitz pretty much ran right up the back of Lozano. Chad Carmichael, Corey DePriest, and Luke Shayatovich will go to the far side. It's Isaac Garendo near side. Fitzgerald stays in as a tailback on 3rd down and 11. Looks over that 3-man front of Noblesville, and Meisner is back to pass. Good pickup. They fire, and they have Garendo at the 50-yard line. Needed 11 yards, picked up 12, and Garendo will have it 1st and 10 right at the midfield stripe. A good job by Brian Fitzgerald picking up the blitzing linebacker as Fitzgerald filled the hole, picked up the blitz. That gave Cameron Meisner the time he needed to get the ball over to the hands of Garendo, who just simply stopped about a 1-yard pass to sticks. They get the 1st down, and it's 1st and 10 Avon. 3 wide outs. Once again, Lozano in as a blocking back with Fitzgerald, the tailback. Miller show blitz. Here's Fitzgerald. He will dance his way through the line, and he will pick up about 5 yards on 1st down as the Millers brought the linebackers, but a good job by the offensive line, and Brian Fitzgerald dancing through traffic picks up 5 yards on 1st down and 10. We approach 9 minutes left to go, first half. 14-7, the Orioles with the lead as bright full moon coming over the stadium here, Harris Chevrolet Field at Noblesville. And the Orioles will have 4 wideouts, and Samson James is the tailback on 2nd and 5. It's James right up the middle between the tackles, past the 40, down to about the 39-yard line to pick up a 6 yards for the 6'1", 190-pound sophomore, and another 1st down for the Orioles. And actually, credit him with 7 yards as they'll spot the ball at the 38-yard line. So 1st and 10 Avon, as Adrian Lozano will actually line up as a wide receiver at the very far side of the field with Corey DePriest working the slot, Shayatovich and Garendo near side. James remains the tailback. And he'll get the football. He'll take it up the middle to the 35, and a saving tackle as James was rumbling. He got tripped up, and coming in to make the tackle was Eddie Zenick, a 5'9", 180-pound sophomore. And if he didn't get a hand on Sampson's ankle, Sampson could have broke a big one right there. As it is, he broke off an 8-yard gain, 2nd down and 2. Ball resting just inside the 30-yard line of the Millers. Once again, Lozano goes out as a wide receiver to the far side of the field with James to the left of Meisner working the pistol. They'll bring Garendo in motion, and here's the pitch on the sweep. Garendo cuts it up to the 25 and down to the 20-yard line. He'll have the 1st down as Isaac Garendo took the pitch, as it was really more of a shovel pass by Meisner as Garendo came in motion, came across the line. He got the little shovel pass, continued on his way to the left, and he'll have the 1st down at the Miller 20-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 Avon. 7:27 remaining in this first half. Avon with a 14-7 lead and threatening here as they are down to the Millers 20. Here's DePriest in motion. Same play, but they'll give it to Samson James. He'll take it up the middle to the 15 and down to about the 14-yard line to pick up of 6 yards. Same play. as what the Orioles just ran with Guerrero, except this time they brought DePriest in motion, but they hand it off to Samson James. James picks up 6. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. As they break the huddle, DePriest will go to the far side. They'll bring Shayatovich and Guerrero near side. And Lozano this time will be in as a blocking back. Samson James remains the tailback as Meisner gets the snap. He fires left side, pass complete to DePriest. And Corey will take it downfield to the 5-yard line, and he will have the first down. And it'll be 1st and goal Avon as the Orioles mixing up the run, mixing up the pass, and marching it down the field against the Millers as they now have 1st and goal from the 5-yard line as we hit 6:30 left to go first half. Avon with a 14-7 lead and threatening here as they will once again 3 wide outs with Shayatovich and Guerrero. They like to get Shayatovich on this little crossing route, but they'll give it to Samson James. He'll look for some room left side. Won't find a whole lot. That was strung out nicely by the Millers as he really couldn't find any room to cut it upfield. He had Adrian Lozano as a blocking back, but good job by the Millers. They force James out pretty much at the line of scrimmage at the 5-yard line. That'll set up 2nd down and goal from the 5. 2nd and 5, Avon. Lozano this time wide receiver far side. They'll work Shayatovich slot right, and now they'll also bring Corey DePriest to the right, and they'll actually stack DePriest and Shayatovich. So look for something for one or the other. Back to pass, they fire incomplete. They were looking for Shayatovich right at the goal line, but the pass was slightly behind. Shayatovich has thrown by Meisner, and that's going to set up 3rd and goal from the 5. 6:10 remaining in this first half. Orioles threatening as they already lead 14-7, and now we'll see what Avon can do on 3rd and goal. Brian Fitzgerald is now into the football game as the tailback. As the Millers crowd gets excited, urging their defense on, they give it to Fitzgerald, looks for some room, right side, dives toward the end zone, and he's in. He made a little cut inside. One defender dove over the second, and Fitzgerald scores from 5 yards out, and the Orioles cap off the drive that began on their 39-yard line with a 5-yard touchdown run from Brian Fitzgerald. And with 6:04 left to go in the first half, the Orioles waiting for Justin Heidorn's point after. Excellent run, an athletic run by Fitzgerald. As the kick is up, the kick is good. 6:04 remains in this first half, and the Orioles have extended their lead to 21-7. Back after this on ASO.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located at Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 15 years. For more information on how parents can get a mouth guard for their high school athlete or for any dental questions, go to avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100.
Brian Fitzgerald's 5-yard touchdown run extends the Oriole lead to 21-7 with 6:04 left to go in the first half. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me for Oriole football on ASO as Heidorn gets ready to kick this ball. A short kick. It'll be taken by a Miller Upman at the 30-yard line, trying to find some room, cuts it upfield, and takes it out beyond the 40-yard line. So, again, excellent field position on the kick return, and the Millers will set up offense. 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line as Grant Gremmel back out onto the field. The Millers turned it over on downs on their last drive. 4th and about 3 yards. I believe Plummer came in at quarterback, but he was sacked. And that led to the last Avon drive, which culminated in the touchdown run. So 1st and 10, ball at the 41-yard line. Play action, they fire near side, in and out of the hands as Gremmel's pass is incomplete. a little bit behind his intended receiver here on the near side. And again, very tough to read some of these numbers from these black jerseys in these gold numbers, but I believe it was Blake Taylor and Nathan Conley once again hooking up. That pass slightly behind the intended receiver, and now it'll bring up second down and 10. Play clock down to 11 as Gremmel looks over, and now the offensive line gets set with 7 on the play clock. Orioles show blitz. They come from the end. Here goes Gremmel. Oriole trip. Gremmel looking downfield. Nobody open, and finally Gremmel goes down. He had pressure coming. And Brian Fitzgerald could have had Gremmel for a possible loss of about 7, but Fitzgerald tripped on his own. That gave Gremmel enough time to get outside. Good coverage downfield by Avon. They had all the wide receivers covered. Gremmel got what he can, picked up about 3 yards on the play. It'll be third down and 7. Clock stops with 5:47 left to go in this first half of play. And Gremmel will now look to the sidelines and see what they can do with 3 wide receivers, H-back left. Gremmel back to pass. He will step up in the pocket, looks, fires to the corner. He has a man, but he throws it way too high. He was looking here near side, and pass was intended for Ben Groover, a 5'10", 182-pound senior, but simply thrown way too high as the pocket collapsed. And now it's going to bring Chase Evans on to punt this football away as Brian Fitzgerald and Luke Shayatovich will drop back deep for Avon. Evans will punt this ball away from his own 30 while Shayatovich and Fitzgerald stand back at around their own 24-yard line. No wind to speak of here, and a high kick angling. A fair called for and taken by Fitzgerald. A little bit of an adventure there as Bryant had to kind of go down to a knee as he saw a whole host of black jerseys approaching quickly. Wisely called for the fair catch, and the Orioles, after forcing the Millers to basically a 3-and-out, will take over first and 10 from their own 23-yard line with still 5 minutes and 32 seconds left to go on the clock, leading 21-7 here in this first half as Meisner and the offense back out onto the field, and Samson James will be the tailback on first and 10. Wide receivers left and right, stacked wide receivers. But the give is to James. James right up the middle between the tackles, and Sampson will have about 7 yards, but a penalty flag comes in from behind. That's going to be likely holding, and it is. Penalties have been a bit of a nemesis for the Orioles so far in this first half. Fortunately, they were able to work out of a illegal procedure penalty that started the last drive. It ended up not hurting the Orioles. They got the touchdown, but now a holding call on first and 10, and as my broadcast partner would often say, has them way off schedule, as that will move the ball back to the 14-yard line. So it'll be first down, about 19 yards to go, as the Orioles would need to get it to the 33 for first down. Fitzgerald is going to line up as a wide receiver on that far side, and now we're going to have a timeout called by Avon because I'm not quite sure that they really wanted Fitz lined up as a wide receiver out there. So they'll take the timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 5:26 left to go. First half, Avon leads 21-7. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
After the timeout, the Orioles still first and 19 from their own 14-yard line. 5:26 left to go first half. Orioles with a 21-7 lead. They will bring Fitzgerald in motion, and Meisner will be back to pass. He looks, pressure comes, rolls right to the right side, throws it, and it's picked off at the 30-yard line. McGuire Plummer will take it to the 20-yard line. A way, way underthrown ball from Cameron Meisner, who was looking for Corey DePriest, but that ball was easy pickings for McGuire Plummer, who just sat back, brought it in, and the turnover will give the Millers great field position as they will have it 1st and 10 at the Avon 14-yard line. Only the 4th interception this season by Cameron Meisner. And the Plummer interception will give the Millers great field position. 1st and 10 at the Oriole 16-yard line. 5:14 left to go in this first half. Orioles with a 21-7 lead, but excellent field position. Here is Grimmel. He's going to throw it, looks for the corner, incomplete. As McGuire Plummer, the intended receiver, he was also working on Nathan Conley. So Plummer had the interception, and on the very first play, they sent him on a streak route down the left sideline, guarded by Conley, but the pass is overthrown by Grant Gremmel. Will bring up 2nd down and 10. Ball in the left hash. 3 wide receivers, but the give is straight up the middle, and for not a whole lot of yardage. Tyler Gonzalez, the ball carrier, he will pick up a couple of yards before he was brought down by C.J. Hunt from that nose guard position. And it's now 3rd and 8. Gremmel back to pass, throws it to Plummer in the end zone, and he has the touchdown. McGuire Plummer got the touchdown working on Nathan Conley. And that play will cover 14 yards from Gremmel to Plummer. And the turnover hurts the Orioles as Plummer had the interception. He had the touchdown reception, and now the point after is up. It is good by Jack Knight, and the Millers cut it to a 1-touchdown advantage with 4:44 left to go in this first half. Back with the opening kick, back with the kickoff in just a moment. Oriole football on ASL.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
14-yard touchdown pass from Grant Gremmel to McGuire Plummer makes it a 1-score advantage as the kickoff will be taken by Samson James at the 4-yard line. He'll take it to the 10, to the 15, cuts near side, tries to cut it back upfield. He's going to be knocked down shy of the 20-yard line on good coverage. The Millers said the ball was loose, but the official says the Orioles have the football, and it will be 1st and 10 Avon at the 19-yard line. The penalty and the turnover killed Avon on that last drive. A holding penalty on 1st down pushed the Orioles back deep, and then Cameron Meisner picked off by McGuire Plummer, and Plummer on the receiving end of the touchdown. And that's why we have a 21-14 lead for Avon. 4:37 left to go here in this first half. Avon with the 1-touchdown advantage and the football. 1st and 10 from their own 19. Here's the give. And taking it right up the middle is Samson James between the tackles. Samson picks up about 4 yards on 1st and 10 up to the 23-yard line. And it will be 2nd down and 6. We've seen the power from James, and generally they like to take that right between the tackles. And they've been doing so effectively as Shayatovich and DePriest will go to the far side of the field as wide receivers. Garendo near side. Adrian Lozano is in as a blocking back. It's kind of an offset I. they give is to James, and he will elude one man, and Sampson's just going to be fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage, because coming through was big Josh Garcia, a 5'11", 265-pound senior. He blew through his nose guard position, and fortunately just the power of Samson James allowed him to claw back to the line of scrimmage for no gain, but it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Orioles. So big defensive stand here for the Millers coming up. And the Orioles will have 4 wideouts, 3 to the far side of the formation. And Fitzgerald is now in at tailback for Avon. Play clock down to 4. Meisner gets the snap, looks, fires, left side pass. It's complete. Out to the 20, or to the 30, up to the 32-yard line. Luke Shayatovich, he camped out right at that first down marker, got the catch, got a few extra yards, and the Orioles convert on 3rd down. Ball is resting at the 33-yard line of Avon as we approach 3 minutes left to go first half. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining, Avon leading 21-14. Shayatovich and Garendo will come to the near side of the formation on 1st and 10. Lozano in as a blocking back. Miller show blitz. They bring a linebacker, but here's a give to Fitzgerald. He eludes one man, cuts it up, stiff arms another, and Fitzgerald will take it up to about the 40-yard line. It looks like Marcus Emmert was coming in on a linebacker blitz, but Fitzgerald eluded him, and he's going to pick up about 7 yards on 1st down, take it to the Oriole 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 3 as the clock continues to count. 2:20 left to go first half. Shayatovich and Garendo to the far side of the formation. DePriest and Carmichael to the near side. And Fitzgerald will be the lone tailback. Back to pass is Meisner. He looks, pressure comes, he gets it to Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald is going to be very close to that 1st down marker. And it'll all depend on the spot. He was brought down by Ben Groover, and they're going to be shy of the 1st down marker. It's going to be 3rd down and about a half a yard to go. Orioles need to take it up to the 44-yard line. So 3rd down and a yard to go. Carmichael, Garendo, and Shayatovich to the near side. Fitzgerald is the tailback on 3rd and 1. The Miller show blitz. They give it to Fitzgerald. He'll bounce it left side, and he will not make the 1st down. Miller's brought a blitz from the 2 linebackers right up the middle. That is where the Orioles were trying to go with the run. Fitzgerald tried to bounce it outside, but a good job by the Miller defense to pin him for about a 1-yard loss, and that's going to bring up 4th down and about 2, and that is going to send Zach Tuane back deep as ready to kick this football away is Mason Stemler. Now, last week we watched Stemler with that rugby-style kick run for a 1st down. We'll see if they elect to do the same thing here or kick it away. Stemler, he will run. Right side, still running. He'll keep it. He will take it, and he will, according to the Noblesville sideline, not make it, and he will not make it. Stemler tried that last week against Zionsville, and we'll see what they do. Nope, they will say it is turned over on down. So Stemler with that rugby style. Last week against Zionsville, he saw plenty of field in front of him. Now, in that game, Stemler had to leave. He tweaked, I believe, a knee immediately following that play. We didn't see Mason for the rest of the football game. It was Justin Hydorn taking over the punting duties for the Orioles for the rest of that football game. This time, Stemler thought he had the same thing. He came near side, but the Millers snuffed it out. And this time, it's the Millers taking over 1st and 10 from the Oriole 43-yard line with 36.5 seconds remaining. Back to pass. Gremmel, he lost it up. Pass is incomplete. Pressure came, and he lofted that ball to that far side. Defending was Sammy Bullock for Avon, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Nick Rusi, the intended receiver, as Gremmel lofted that football high. And it'll be 2nd and 10, 31.3 seconds remain in the first half. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. And, of course, Avon will receive the kickoff to begin the second half. Miller shift, bring everybody to the left side, which is the short side of the field. They'll give it to Hurst. Hurst on the pitch, looks for some room, eludes one tackler. He'll stay inbounds at about the 38-yard line, and the Millers will quickly call timeout. It'll bring up third down with 24.5 seconds left. Ball down just inside the Oriole 39-yard line, and it is the second charge timeout to Noblesville. They still have one timeout remaining. Stay tuned during half. Take a look at what is happening in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference tonight, and we'll also talk a little bit about the Orioles' first round or sectional matchup in 2 weeks, which technically is the sectional semifinal against the Pike Red Devils. Talk about that at the half. And again, we'll talk a little bit about what's happening in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference tonight. Right now, Avon with a 21-14 lead with 24.5 seconds remaining in this first half. The Millers stop Mason Stemler on fourth down. Stemler trying to rush for the first down from punt formation. But now it's third down and about 6 for Gremmel and the Millers. Pressure comes. He throws it up, and Gremmel just had to get rid of that because the blitz was coming from Nicholas Gray. He came on a free safety blitz, and Gremmel just simply had to lay that one up there. I think McGuire Plummer was running down outside, but he didn't even know the ball was in the air. Now it's going to bring fourth down, 20.5 seconds. So they've run these 3 plays and have run just under 19 seconds off the clock. And now they'll have fourth down. Millers, they show 2 timeouts on the scoreboard. I believe they only have 1 timeout remaining. As Gremmel with 3 wide receivers to the far side. Quarterback draw. He'll take it right up the middle. He eludes one man. He will take it down to the 27-yard line, and that may be enough to at least allow the Millers to think of a possible field goal set as Gremmel's going to get to the line of scrimmage and spike the football to stop the clock with 11.3 seconds. I believe the Millers only have 1 timeout. They had to burn a timeout earlier as the play clock winded down. They just spent another timeout a few minutes ago. So they should be down to 1. We'll see what they can do with second down and 10 with the ball at the Oriole 28-yard line. 4 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Gremmel back to pass. He's going to loft it up, and he is looking down the near sideline to Jackson Thurman. Passes overthrown. Ian Pendleton in coverage for Avon. That'll bring up third down and 10. 7.7 seconds remaining on the clock. And right now the offense is on the field. So they do have 1 timeout. So this is either in the end zone or they're just going to try to maybe get another 5 yards, maybe make a difference for a field goal. Play clock down to 10. As they line 5 wide receivers up, 2 near side, 3 far side. Gremmel back to pass. Stops, looks, fires. He's got a man. He's looking in the corner of the end zone. Pass is complete. And it is a touchdown from 28 yards out. A beautiful pass by Grant Gremmel as they had a man, and I believe once again it might have been Blake Taylor. He was working on Nathan Conley far side. Taylor went up. He brought it down, used that size advantage. And the Millers with 1.6 seconds left on the clock. The kick is up. They have tied this football game at 21. So Grant Gremmel to Blake Taylor once again, taking advantage of that height mismatch. And that time Taylor used it to his advantage. He went up, both hands for the football at the height, brought it down in the end zone. As that play covered 28 yards. And it is a tie game at 21. So the Orioles, a penalty and an interception, turnover on downs, and the Millers have taken advantage of that to tie this game at 21, 1.6 seconds remaining. Avon will bring everybody up, expecting them to squib this, not allow the Orioles any chance of a return with Brian Fitzgerald and Samson James back deep. As Knight will squib it. It'll be taken by an upman at the 25, and it will be down right there, and that's going to be end of the first half. Avon at one point led by 14 points, but as the teams head to the locker room, a very loud standing ovation from these Noblesville Millers fans as they watch their Millers bounce back to tie the game at 21. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about what's happening in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference on the final week of the regular season, and we'll take a look at what the playoffs have in store for Avon. This is Avon Orioles football on Audio Sports Online.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com. Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 15 years. Parents can contact our office if interested in one for their high school athlete. The athletes love them.
Welcome back to Harris Chevrolet Field at Noblesville High School. Our score at the half, all knotted up at 21. This is a game that Avon at one point led 21-7, but a couple of penalties, an interception, and a turnover on downs have allowed Noblesville to quickly score 2 touchdowns late in the first half to tie this game at 21. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me at halftime. Let's take a look at what's happening in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference tonight. Of course, the big game is less than 10 miles away from us here in Noblesville at Hamilton Southeastern. The Brownsburg Bulldogs and the Hamilton Southeastern Royals are playing for the Hoosier Crossroads Conference Championship. And at the half, the Brownsburg Bulldogs lead Hamilton Southeastern by the score of 14-10. Again, both teams with just one loss in HCC play. So this is for all the marbles tonight. And at the half, it is Brownsburg with the 14-10 lead. What else is happening? Well, let's take a look at what happened last week in the HCC. Of course, Avon defeated Zionsville 43-29, and these Noblesville Millers, they've had the big upset of the season so far. They knocked off Brownsburg by the score of 22-21. Hamilton Southeastern, they did lose last week, but they lost to out-of-state Waubonsee Valley from Illinois 35-14. And Fishers, they fell to Westfield last week 31-24. This week, of course, the Orioles are here at Noblesville. Westfield has the non-conference game of the week. They are hosting Brebeuf Jesuit. Of course, Brownsburg's at Hamilton Southeastern. And Fishers is at Zionsville, and that is how the regular season will end in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Taking a look at the standings, of course, Brownsburg and Hamilton Southeastern, they are playing for the championship tonight. Westfield, they have concluded their HCC portion of the schedule. They are 4-2. They is followed by Avon and Noblesville, 3-2 of conference play. And right now, either Avon or Fishers or Zionsville are going to pick up their first conference win of the season because both of them are playing one another, and they're both 0-5 heading into tonight's action. Overall, Brownsburg, with that loss to Noblesville last week, their first loss of the season, they're 7-1. Both Hamilton Southeastern and Westfield 6-2 on the year. Avon and Noblesville 4-4, and Fishers and Zionsville 3-5. The Eagles have lost their last 4. Westfield, meanwhile, came into this week winning their last 2. So that is a look at what's happening in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference coming in tonight. And once again, the score at the half at Hamilton Southeastern, as we see the Royals trailing the Bulldogs by the score of 14-10. Avon, they will next play in 2 weeks. They will play their sectional opener on the road. They will take on the Pike Red Devils, and what's been traditionally the past few years, very, very tough sectional 5 in Class 6A. This year, it still looks to be a pretty tough sectional, though Avon might have gotten the most favorable draw of any of the teams in the sectional. They will take on Pike in their sectional opener. And Pike, this has been a very, very down year for the Red Devils. In fact, it'd take a long time searching to see the last time a Pike Red Devil team might finish the year without a win. They are 0-8 heading into tonight's game with Lawrence North. And for head coach Jimmy Graves, in his second year at the helm of the Red Devils since taking over for Coach Derek Moyers, it's not been a very good or very fun year for the Red Devils. The Red Devils coming in, they still can put up some points, averaging 25 points per game. The problem is they can't stop anybody from scoring either. The Red Devils giving up an astounding 52 points per game heading into tonight's game against Lawrence North. That game for the Red Devils is at Pike. So heading into next week, or in 2 weeks, the Orioles will probably be a substantial favorite in that game. And unfortunately, this time of the year when teams aren't doing well, sometimes they don't like to keep up with their stats. But it's been a very, very tough year for Coach Jimmy Graves and the Red Devils. So it will be the Orioles and the Red Devils playing in one of the sectional matchups coming in 2 weeks. The other one will have probably one of the more marquee games in central Indiana to begin in Class 6A, as the Brownsburg Bulldogs will host the Ben Davis Giants. Of course, Ben Davis, they played Avon earlier this season, and it was a game that, Avon would just as soon forget. 6 turnovers in that contest in week 2, and the Giants rolled over the Orioles 38-7. In fact, as I said in the pregame show, probably one of the few games that Coach Mark Bless believes that, Ben Davis pretty much put it to him that night. The 6 turnovers didn't help, but Ben Davis also was pretty strong that night. When you take a look at the other 3 losses by Avon, a play here, a play there, the 1-point loss at both Whiteland and Westfield, and then Brownsburg, Avon was down big at the half, but really rallied in the second half, and late in the game had a chance to possibly tie or go ahead on that final drive, but simply ran out of time. The Ben Davis game, about the only game that the Orioles really were never in. So that is going to be the other matchup in Sectional 5 on opening night. Ben Davis at Brownsburg. If you like to look ahead, and we all like to play what-ifs, should Avon knock off Pike, if Brownsburg wins at Ben Davis, then the sectional championship game would be against the Bulldogs, but it would be at Avon. Should Ben Davis beat Brownsburg and Avon win, then the Orioles would have to go on the road to play the Giants in the sectional championship game. Of course, Avon's record against Ben Davis has not been the greatest over the past few years, but they got that big win at Avon last year on their way to the semi-state game before falling to Center Grove. So that's a bit of a look at what is happening in the sectionals coming up in just a couple of weeks, and we'll have those games for you here on Audio Sports Online. And keep an ear to the radio here. We might even have a game or two, depending on the schedules this season, on 98.9 FM WYRZ as we get ready for playoff football. But a beautiful night to end the high school football regular season. Not often are you going to find too many nights here in central Indiana in mid-October as nice as the night is here in Noblesville. Temperature right now about 61 degrees. Very, very little wind tonight. Clear skies, a bright full moon now coming up over Hare Central or Hare Chevrolet Field as both teams at the half trying to find out what they need to do in the second half. For head coach Mark Bless, I'm sure a lot of that has to deal with keep the penalties down, and that really was a big, big key, especially on that second touchdown by Zionsville after Avon on first down. A holding penalty put them in a big hole. That forced them to play from very deep in their own territory. Cameron Meisner lofted up a pass. McGuire Plummer, he picked it off, and a couple of plays later, he was on the receiving end of the touchdown pass from Grant Gremmel. That made it a one-score advantage for Avon. And then Mason Stemler, like we saw last week against Zionsville on fourth down, thought maybe he could get the first down marker. Good job by the Miller defense by keeping him away from the first down sticks. Turnover on downs, and eventually it was Grant Gremmel to Blake Taylor. That's been a matchup we've seen throughout the first half, them taking advantage of Taylor's size. They get the touchdown with just a second or so left on the clock, and at the half we are tied at 21. So for the Orioles, keep the penalties to a minimum. That has been a big key in this first half. Also, need to find an answer for that Blake Taylor matchup, as they have been using Taylor's size, especially on the one-on-one matchups they've had against Nathan Conley, where Taylor has a good 5, maybe even 6-inch advantage. They've been using his size, and they've been converting on several big third downs and be able to march it down the field. Our score at the half, we are tied at 21. When we return, we'll have a few more thoughts and get ready for second half action here from Hare Chevrolet Field. This is Avon Oriole football on Audio Sports Online.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com. Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 15 years. Parents can contact our office if interested in one for their high school athlete. The athletes love them.
Back at Harris Chevrolet Field at Noblesville High School, our score at the half, 21-21, as the Orioles at one point held a two-touchdown advantage, but once again, penalties and a turnover have allowed the Millers to tie this football game up, and the Orioles will be receiving the opening kickoff of the second half, but as of yet, still have not seen the teams make their way back out onto the field for second half action. So we have a few minutes. I want to remind you, if you've missed any of our football games this season, whether they were on Audio Sports Online or 98.9 FM WYRZ, you can always catch a free on-demand podcast whenever and wherever you like from audiosportsonline.net. And don't forget, many of our video broadcasts are also available through our YouTube channel, so you can share them on your Facebook, on your Twitter, share them with friends or family, whatever the case may be. They'll be there all season long for you to relive Oriole football this year on Audio Sports Online and on 98.9 FM WYRZ. Teams are making their way back onto the field, and while I have a moment, how about I just throw in a shameless plug while I'm killing time here. Normally I would have my broadcast partner, the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne, with me to talk about the action, but going to kill a little time here and remind you that you can tune in to me. Yeah, you know, I do other things besides just call football games. Catch me weekdays from 7 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon, because I've got nothing better to do than to talk all day long. Catch me from 7 to 10 on the morning drive in Hendricks County on 98.9 FM WYRZ. Also online at WYRZ.org, playing solid gold music all day long. Also news, sports, traffic, and so much more from 7 to 10. And then I'll have you all the way until 1 o'clock. That's on 98.9 FM WYRZ in Hendricks County. And if you can't find us on the radio, you can always find us via the internet at WYRZ.org. So I hope you'll join me weekdays from 7 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon on WYRZ. So that's what's happening with me during the work week. Our score at the half, 21-21 on a, as I've said it 2 or 3 times now, an absolutely gorgeous night here in Noblesville. Of course, much like they are in Avon, fall break here at Noblesville. So many of the kids are off school this week, but a great crowd here at Noblesville, as it usually is. Noblesville fans have always been some of the best fans for coming supporting their Millers, whether it's here for football or over in the mill for basketball. And basketball season, hey, that is not that far away. Keep it tuned to Audio Sports Online. We may have some news about some upcoming basketball that will be airing this winter. I'm going to take one quick time out, come back with second half kickoff right after this. This is the Oriole football on Audio Sports Online.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
Getting ready for second half action from Harris Chevrolet Field in Noblesville High School. Our score, 21-21 as we get ready to begin the third quarter. I'm Brian Scott. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me tonight on a beautiful Friday night for high school football. The end of the 2016 Indiana High School football regular season. Playoffs begin next week for many schools across the state of Indiana, but for these two schools playing tonight, they still have a couple of weeks before they will take to the field for playoff action. The Millers will take on the Fishers Tigers in their first game of sectional play, while, as I mentioned before, the Orioles will take on the Pike Red Devils. Avon won the toss to begin the football game. They elected to defer, and now they will receive the second half kickoff after watching the Millers score 14 unanswered to tie the game at 21. And as this ball is kicked, a short kick, it'll be taken at the 30-yard line. Fair catch over there off that far sideline. Nicholas Gray made the catch, so it is the Millers electing not to try either Brian Fitzgerald or Samson James on kickoffs. And Gray will fair catch this one at the 32-yard line of Avon, and that's where the Orioles will start the second half, tied at 21 as we begin our third quarter of play. So Cameron Meisner, who has a touchdown, he also has an interception. And now they will use the twin backs as they bring DePriest and James in the backfield. And the give is DePriest. DePriest looking for some room, cuts it up to the 35, and he is tripped up after a nice gain, tackled by Ben Groover. And Corey will gain about 8 yards on first down. He'll take it up to the 40-yard line. We had not seen that twin back look, which we see a lot against Zionsville last week and against Westfield the week before. But they'll start the second half with James and DePriest in the backfield. 3 wideouts. Shayotovich, the lone wide receiver, to the near side on second down and 2. Meisner will give it to DePriest. DePriest will make one cut. The original hole was filled up by Miller. And Corey kind of sidestepped left, lunged forward, and he'll get the first down as he dives forward to the 44-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Avon on a couple of nice runs by Corey DePriest. And they will keep DePriest and James in the backfield as they continue the two-back look to begin this third quarter. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side against Shayotovich, the lone wide receiver. He's working against McGuire Plummer. And a confusion in the backfield, and that's not going to be very helpful for the Orioles, as DePriest and James kind of got confused and ran into one another, and that's going to be a loss of 3 on the play back to the 41-yard line, and DePriest will depart as Bryant Fitzgerald will re-enter the lineup for Avon, as Fitzgerald will line up as a wide receiver once again, stacked to the near side of the field with Isaac Garendo. In fact, the Orioles with stacked wide receivers on both sides of the field. James, the lone tailback. Second down, about 13 yards, delay. Here is James, looks for some room around the right side, and Sampson might be close to getting to the original line of scrimmage, but that's all. He was bounced backward and nailed pretty solidly. Eddie Zenick in there as among others. As a matter of fact, it'll only be a gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 11 for Avon after that miscommunication in the backfield caused the loss of a few yards on first down. Now it's 3rd down and long for Avon with Samson James alone tailback. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the left for Avon. Garendo works short side right. They'll blitz off of the edge. Meisner back to pass. The pass is incomplete. Garendo looking for a flag. None is coming. Good coverage there by McGuire Plummer from Noblesville. And the Orioles will be forced to punt after a couple of nice runs. Get them upfield, but some miscommunication on a running play, and the Orioles can't recover. And it's now 4th down and 11 as Mason Stemler, who tried to run for it on that last series. That eventually led to a Noblesville touchdown. McGuire Plummer back as a single safety at about his own 29-yard line. Stemler, no rugby style, he just kicks it. End over end kick. It's going to take a bounce, and it will take a bit of an Oriole bounce. Bounces inside the 30, inside the 25, and will roll dead finally at around the 22-yard line. So the Millers defense forces the Orioles to punt on their first possession of the second half, and now the Millers, who have never led in this football game, they now with a 21-21 tie have a chance maybe to take the lead here with their first possession of the second half, as Grant Gremmel, who has played very well for these Noblesville Millers. You go back to last week's game against Brownsburg. He led the Millers back to that upset win over the Bulldogs, and now he's got them in position here, 21-21. Gremmel back to pass, looks for somebody, fires deep downfield, has a man, and it is broken up by Ian Pendleton, and on the deflection, no, they'll say it hit the ground. Alex Griffith was there. Pendleton tipped it in the air, but Griffith was not able to bring it in as the ball hits on the ground. I believe they were looking for Nolan Ginther over on the far sideline, and it will fall incomplete, and it'll bring up second down and 10. Ginther at 6'3". He has some size as well. Pendleton is at 5'7", but they'll hand to Chandler Hurst. Hurst will find a little bit of room, and he will take it beyond the 35 to around the 36-yard line. When you take a look at some of these Miller wide receivers, you've got Ginther at 6'3", Taylor at 6 foot, even Jackson Thurman's 5'11". They do have some height there at wide receiver. And now they have third down and about 6, ball at the 26, as Gremmel will drop back to pass. Pressure comes, he rolls, he fires, and it's incomplete. Coming back for a chance to make the play here on the near side, and for Ben Groover. And Noah Dilo was in coverage for the Orioles. So 3 and out for the Millers. Neither team able to mount a whole lot on their first drives of the second half. And Luke Shayatovich is going to drop back as a single safety this time for Avon as Chase Evans gets ready to punt this football away with his feet back at the 10-yard line of Noblesville. 8:22 left to go. Third quarter. We're tied at 21. Evans will get this ball away, a low line drive kick. It bounces and will take an Avon bounce and bounce back into Miller territory. Looks like they're going to spot this ball right on the midfield stripe. And the Orioles will have it first and 10 with the nose of the football right at the 50-yard line. 8:13 remaining in the third quarter, and we are tied at 31. This is Avon Oriole football on Audio Sports Online. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me tonight as we wrap up the regular season. Orioles and the Millers both looking for the same thing, looking to end the season on a winning note and end the regular season with a winning record. As Meisner in the offense comes in, here's the Millers running a defensive player on late. Fitzgerald, right up the middle. He'll gain a few yards, but then be bent back by the Millers defense. Noblesville running a player on late just as that play was getting underway, and Bryant will pick up a couple of yards down to the 48-yard line in Noblesville to set up second down and 8. Chad Carmichael and Luke Shayatovich and Isaac Garendo all to the far side of the field. Corey DePriest, single wide receiver near side on this second down and 8. Fitzgerald, the lone tailback. Meisner will hand the ball off. Fitzgerald bounces it outside to the 45 and to the 40-yard line, and Fitzgerald will pick up 9 yards of the 8 yards needed for the first down and has the first down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line of Noblesville. Strong run. We saw Bryant with a bit of a stiff arm there, and of course we heard from Coach Mark Bless. He had that stiff arm in the Westfield game, which they called him for offensive face mask. That nullified the touchdown, which was pretty much the game as far as the Orioles were concerned against Westfield. But 1st and 10, back to pass Meisner. Looks, fires deep, looking for Garendo. Garendo guarded by McGuire Plummer, and Plummer with an excellent defensive play, got himself turned around, faced the football, and batted it away from Garendo at the goal line. So good play by the cornerback for Noblesville, a 6 foot, 170-pound senior. We've seen him pretty much play everywhere here in this football game, and a nice defensive play there. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Clock stops with 7 minutes and 1 second remaining in the third quarter as the Orioles face 2nd down and 10. Ball remains at just outside the 38-yard line. Blitz by the linebacker, but Fitzgerald will try to bounce it outside. Nothing doing. Turning him back was Zach Tuanay, as Tuanay came in there, forced Fitzgerald to try to make a cut left and run right back into the teeth of the Millers defense. A loss of a couple on the play back to the 40-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 12 for Avon. So once again, a 3rd and long coming up for Avon as they send to Priest, Shayatovich, and Carmichael to the left. Garendo lined up one-on-one with Plummer to the near side, and Fitzgerald the lone tailback. Meister back to pass, good protection, looks, fires, looking for Fitzgerald, and it's out of bounds. He was working one-on-one with Tuanay down the near sideline, but the pass a little too far out, even if Fitzgerald had been able to go. Good coverage there by Tuanay, and it'll bring up 4th and 12. And we're going to see, once again, Mason Stemler on for the 2nd consecutive series to punt this football away, but this time he'll be punting and hoping to pin the Millers back deep. Tuanay will be a single safety as he's going to plant his heels at about the 12-yard line. If it goes over his head, he's going to let it bounce and hopefully go into the end zone. So we'll see if Stemler can pin Noblesville back deep. And it's a high kick. Tuanay will call fair catch, and he will take it at the 18-yard line. McGuire Plummer was back deep for the Millers and calls fair catch, and the Millers will start their 2nd drive of the first half, 1st and 10. But they'll do so at their own 18-yard line in a game still tied at 21. 6:06 remaining in the third quarter. Neither team able to do much as we begin second half action. The Orioles having to punt on their first 2 possessions. And now it's the Millers, 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. They'll line up in a 3-wide receiver look, 2 to the far side to the right. But the give is to Hurst. Hurst will take it up the middle, and he will find it very tough going as he will get it maybe up a couple of yards to the 20-yard line, and that is all. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as we are under 6 minutes left to go. Third quarter, tied at 21. Orioles at one time had a 2-touchdown lead in this football game, but watch Noblesville come back with 14 unanswered points in the final 5 minutes of the second quarter. Once again, handoff, Chandler Hurst. He looks for some room left side, and he will pick up not quite enough yardage for the first down, but he will make it 3rd and short. Ian Pendleton had the initial hit, and Hurst will take it up to about the 27-yard line, be a yard shy, 3rd and 1. Quickly to the line of scrimmage go the Millers out of the pistol, and they are looking, and once again they get the Millers get the Orioles to jump off sides. This is the 3rd or 4th time that Noblesville has managed to get a 5-yard penalty and get the Orioles a little jumpy, and it's a free 5 yards and a free first down. So another penalty. This one cost the Orioles as it's a free first down for Noblesville as they'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. And once again, handoff. Hurst looks for some room inside. Again, very tough going right between the tackles, and coming in and undercutting to make the tackle was Spencer Strout, the middle linebacker for Avon. And Camden Morrell also in on the tackle. A gain of 3 yards by Hurst, 2nd down and 7. And it is now Tyler Gonzalez into the game for the Millers as they'll bring a man in motion near side. They'll give us to Gonzalez, look for some room, and he won't find any because coming in with some nice pursuit there from his nose guard was C.J. Hunt. Shot across the line of scrimmage and brought Gonzalez down for a loss back to the 30, just inside the 34-yard line. Let's call it third down and a long 8 for the Millers, as they will now empty the backfield and go 5 wide. 3 wide receivers to the far side of the formation as Gremmel's back to pass. He will fire wide open over the middle of the field, and he has his man. That is Nolan Ginther, and there was not an Oriole within 4 or 5 yards of Ginther as he just cleared out, as he just kind of ran a little skinny streak right into the middle of the field, and a nice strike by Grant Gremmel. That'll move the chains and give the Millers a first down at their own 49-yard line. Once again, here are the Orioles jumping across the line of scrimmage. This time Trey Howe, the guilty party, he will have to depart. And right now it looks like Coach Bless is simply going to find a player that will not jump off sides. And he is now working on using Peyton Allen. So Coach Bless getting very, very frustrated with these offside penalties, and now he is shifting linemen in there trying to find a combination that'll work. Meanwhile, this handoff on 1st and 5 by Gonzalez will take it down to the 44-yard line with the Millers now in Oriole territory and setting up second down in about 3 as the clock continues to wind here in the third quarter. 33 minutes and 10 seconds and a 21-21 tie. So Grant Gremmel, that voice inflection, he has been causing the Orioles fits all night long. And a couple of penalties, and here are the Millers in Oriole territory. Second down and 3, handoff coming near side. This is Gonzalez. He will be upended, but not before Gonzalez has the first down. So now Noblesville, a team that has been known for flinging the ball and throwing quite a bit, now they are pounding the ball. And it's been Gonzalez and Hurst and a slew of Oriole penalties, as Gonzalez will remain the tailback on this 1st and 10 inside the 40 down to the Oriole 39-yard line. Clock continues to move, 2:30 left to go third quarter. Back to pass. Gremmel looking down the sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Ben Groover, I believe, near side. Pass a little overthrown into the outside, and it'll be incomplete. Nathan Conley and Ian Pendleton both there for Avon, and the incomplete pass will make it second down and 10. So Gonzalez is going to stay in the backfield, as we've seen some steady diets of especially Gonzalez here over the last 4 or 5 plays running the football. Now they try to stretch the Oriole defense and run a fly pattern down the near side. They can't hook up, second and 10. But now here's a misplay, as it looked like you had Grant Gremmel was going to his right to hand the ball off to Gonzalez, but Gonzalez ran to his left. Gremmel still managed to get a couple of yards out of nothing on the misplay, but it'll bring up third down and about 8 for Noblesville. And they will empty the backfield and go 5 wide on this third down and 8. As Gremmel will check the sideline. We're under 2 minutes left to go third quarter. 3 wide receivers to the far side of the formation, 2 to the near side as the Millers move right to left here in this third quarter. Gremmel back to pass. Pressure comes, fires over the middle, incomplete. Nathan Conley in coverage, and they were looking for Jackson Thurman, but it's over his head, and now, after being able to move the ball, the Millers have stalled out inside the Oriole 40-yard line. Ball will be at the 37, and there's the offense staying on the field for head coach Jason Simmons. Now he's going to send the punt team in. So they elect to bring in the punt team, and Luke Shayatovich will quickly run back as a single safety as Chase Evans is on to punt this football away. A spiraling kick, and this will be down inside the 1-yard line on a fantastic play. Catching the football on the fly and then running out of bounds, trying to catch the number And still trying to catch the number. That was for Noblesville, Harris Camp, who coming down on special teams caught that football in the air and ran out of bounds inside the 1-yard line. A fantastic special teams play by Noblesville, and that backs up Avon. The nose of the football is on the 1-yard line with 1:36 left to go, third quarter, and Meisner will stay in the gun. He has, I believe, Samson James, the tailback. Meisner quickly fires and gives himself a little bit of breathing room on just a little quick strike hit to the left to Corey DePriest. And DePriest will take it up to the 9-yard line, and that gives the Orioles some breathing room. It'll be 2nd and 2 from the 9. So they get out of a prickly situation after the excellent special teams play by Noblesville to give them some breathing room, and now see what they can do offensively. Samson James will remain the tailback as the Orioles go with 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. And Meisner working out of the gun. They bring a linebacker blitz. James looks for some room around the left side, and he will not find much as he will barely get back to the line of scrimmage before good pursuit from Noblesville will bring him down. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. Tried to bounce it outside with Samson James and couldn't get anything there, and the ball remains at the 9-yard line. Noblesville fans trying to get into it, urge their defense on, and it'll be James remaining as the tailback as the Orioles 3 wide outs. Adrian Lozano in as a blocking back for Avon on 3rd and 2. It is James right up the middle. He'll plow ahead, and he will have what looks to be enough for the 1st down. Needed to get to the 11. Looks like he is going to be just past that. He will get the 1st down. So the Orioles, after starting this drive on their own 1-yard line, they will end the 3rd quarter as we are under 10 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter of play. We will likely switch ends with the Orioles having it 1st down in a game tied at 21. We'll be back with 4th quarter action after this. This is Avon Oriole football on AudioSportsOnline.com.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 15 years. Parents can contact our office if interested in one for their high school athlete. The athletes love them.
Welcome back to Harris Chevrolet Field at Noblesville High School. We'll switch ends for the 4th quarter, and we are tied at 21. Neither team able to do much offensively there in that 3rd quarter, and the Avon Orioles will set up the screen, and it's almost broken up, almost intercepted. As coming in to break up the play, looked like it was Josh Garcia. Had a chance for maybe of intercepting. They were trying to set the screen up to the far side. Garcia managed to get a hand in there, couldn't quite come up with a football and bring up 2nd and 10. Orioles started this drive back on their own 1-yard line after an excellent special teams play by the Millers, but they've managed to take it out now past the 10 to the 12-yard line, but they have 2nd down and 10. And they will hand the ball off and running right up the middle of the field to the 20 and still running past the 20 to the 25-yard line. It's Brian Fitzgerald as he will take it up to the 25-yard line as he just exploded across the line of scrimmage and into the Miller 2nd line of defense. And it is 1st and 10 Avon as they've now moved the ball out to the 25-yard line. And Fitzgerald, he will look for some room, eludes one tackle, and he'll take it up past the 30 to about the 32-yard line. So once again, we're seeing Fitzgerald do as he has done many times in the past for Avon. Just kind of simply take the Orioles and kind of put him on his back. He'll stay in the backfield on this 2nd down and 3. He'll get the football, looks for some room, right side, breaks through to the 40, 45, to the 50-yard line, to the 40. And he will go down almost on his own at the 37-yard line, and he is a little gimpy. And he's going to head off to the sideline. And instead of trying to get a few extra yards, you could tell that Fitz just kind of went down on his own, and he immediately, a little gingerly, went over to the sideline, but the Orioles in Miller territory down at the 37-yard line. Samson James, the ball carrier, looks for some room right side, still plowing, still going, and he will finally be dragged down at the 30-yard line. The initial point of contact was around the 35, and Samson takes him down to the 30 to bring up 2nd down and 3. So this drive that started back on the 1-yard line now has made it to the Miller 30 as we are just underway here in the 4th quarter, and the game tied at 21. Samson James remains the tailback, and a 3-wide look with 2 to the left. Lozano in it as a blocking back. There is James, and he's not going to find a whole lot of room before he is brought down. Initial tackle looked like it was by Eddie Zenick. And little to no gain on the play. The ball remains at the 30-yard line, setting up 3rd down and 3. Again, no wind to speak of, and we know that Justin Hydorn has a pretty good leg, but this would be a very, very long field goal attempt from this portion of the field. 3rd down and 3. Fitzgerald back in at tailback. But Meisner back to pass, fires right side, has Garendo inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. And the Orioles will move the chains on 3rd down. So Isaac Garendo comes down with a big catch to move the chains, and they'll spot the ball actually at the 24-yard line. It is still an Oriole 1st down, as Fitzgerald will go to the right of Meisner on a 3-wide look. Lozano in his blocking back here as Fitzgerald tries to elude one man. Now he'll cut it upfield. And he took what was a loss, still pushing the pile. And when all is said and done, Fitzgerald, who might have only gained a yard or 2 initially after making one of the Millers miss him, he pushes the pile down inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line to set up 2nd down and 3. So the Orioles have marched it down the field on a drive that started at the 1-yard line. They are now inside the 20. Here's Samson James looking for some room on the right side, and he's not going to find it. Shooting across and making a fine open field tackle. It was once again Harris Camp who made a big play on that special teams play that put the Orioles at the 1-yard line. This time he brings Samson James down for a loss of a couple back to the 19-yard line. That's going to set up 3rd down and 5. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side. As Meisner drops back to pass, fires left side, incomplete. He was looking for Shayatovich, and the pass incomplete. Now that's going to bring up 4th down decision time for head coach Mark Bless and the Orioles, and it looks like he is going to send Justin Hydorn out to attempt the field goal, and this will be a 37-yard field goal attempt for the left-footed Hydorn. Actually, they're going to spot it. They'll tee it up at the 26-yard line, so a 36-yard field goal attempt for Hydorn. Shayatovich, the holder. The kick is up. The kick is on the way. The kick is good. Hydorn from 36 yards away puts the Orioles back out on front, 24-21, with 8:04 left to go here in the 4th quarter. When we return, we will have the kickoff right after this on Audio Sports Online.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Avon Orioles on a drive that started back on their own 1-yard line. End up with a 36-yard Justin Hydorn field goal, and they retake the lead 24-21 with 8:04 left to go in the 4th quarter. Hydorn runs up a short kick. It'll be fielded at about the 11-yard line to the 20, 25, still running to the 30, and a nice return taken up to about the 32-yard line. So another good return, and that is where the Millers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line, once again trailing Avon, this time by only a field goal with 7:58 left to go in this 4th quarter. Back out onto the field leading his offense is Grant Gremmel, who has played a very, very good football game. We saw the Millers on their last drive rely a lot on the ground game. And on 1st and 10, they will line up with 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, which is the wide side of the field, as Gremmel will fire, and the pass is blocked back and incomplete. And he was looking near side, as I believe he was coming over here to the near side looking for either Ben Herron, who was wide open, as the Orioles giving a lot of cushion over there, but it was blocked back at the line of scrimmage, and will bring up 2nd and 10. Of course, the Millers also have been helped out quite a bit with penalties by Avon. Here is a handoff, and diving forward and picking up is Tyler Gonzalez. He'll pick up about 4 yards, get it across the 35 to the 36-yard line, but it's going to set up a big 3rd down. Orioles would love to get the Millers off the field right here, as they have 3rd down and 6, and the Millers, will empty the backfield. 5 wide receivers. Orioles show blitz. The pass over the middle and is caught. A fantastic catch by Nolan Ginther. Originally he bobbled the football, but as he was sliding on his back, he kind of popped it up to himself, and while sliding, managed to bring it in, and it's a 1st down for Noblesville out to the midfield stride. A fantastic catch from the 6'3", 186-pound senior. Unfortunately for the Orioles defense, Ginther was also wide open on that play right in the middle of the field. 1st and 10. Here comes the blitz. Gremmel gets popped. Pass is complete. As down at the 7 to the 5, and still trying to get the man down. I believe that is Ben Groover. Gremmel was popped, but Groover managed to pull it in, and here's Noblesville now. 4 or 5 plays later, after the Orioles field goal, they'll have it 1st and goal at the Avon 4-yard line on a nice job of hanging in there by Noblesville. They'll go full house backfield, but they will send up the fade. They are looking in the end zone, and it is a touchdown. Touchdown to Nolan Ginther from Grant Gremmel from 4 yards out. And the Millers have taken their first lead of this football game on the touchdown pass. So they line up in a full house backfield, and then they just simply throw the little corner fade route. Ginther hauls it in, and on for the point after is Jack Knight. Knight puts it up, puts it high, puts it through, and with 6:40 left to go in this 4th quarter, the Millers take their first lead in this football game by the score of 28-24, and they didn't waste a whole lot of time getting it down the field. They do so in basically less than a minute 30 seconds. They take it down the field, and they get the touchdown. to take the lead by the score of 28-24. Well, Jason Simmons, he has watched the maturation of his sophomore quarterback Grant Gremmel in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. They're going to be hearing from this young man for the next couple of years. He has shown a lot of poise, a good arm, and some very good accuracy, and he has led the Millers to a fourth quarter lead here against Avon. He led them to a come-from-behind victory against Brownsburg last week. And now they will tee the ball up, and it's the Orioles that will have to play from behind. Here's a high kick. It'll be taken by Fitzgerald at the 6. To the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. And Brian Fitzgerald, who has not had that kick return for a touchdown that the previous 2 years he has become known for. He does get, however, an excellent kickoff return that puts the Orioles 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. But now they trail 28-24 with 6:31 left to go in the fourth quarter. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me tonight for Oriole football on Audio Sports Online. My broadcast partner, Dave Shelbourne, not with me tonight, but he'll be back in 2 weeks when the Orioles take on the Pike Red Devils. 1st and 10, Avon trailing by 4. Lozano is a blocking back. And the give is to James. James will go right up the middle. He'll push the pile, still push the pile. And Samson James will pick up about 2-3 yards on first down. They will credit him for 3 up to the 43-yard line. And Zach Tune finally came in to make the tackle as he was the one credited it for the Noblesville Millers. Clock continues to move as we approach the midway point of the fourth quarter, as it will be Garendo and Shayatovich to the near side. Garendo works the slot left. Meisner, blitz comes from the linebackers. The handoff is to James. He will pick up another 4 yards as he'll plow across the 45 up to the 47-yard line. The Millers brought a blitz, hitting the A gap right, and James took it left, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 coming up for Avon. So big 3rd down here for the Orioles, trailing by 4 as we are now in the latter portions of the fourth quarter. And it is Brian Fitzgerald in his tailback. Lozano stays in as a blocking back. Meisner hands it to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald met in the backfield and dropped. That time the Millers defense was ready for it. And there was no gain on the play as coming in to make the tackle was Dalton Davis, a 6'1", 250-pound sophomore defensive lineman, and that is going to bring on Mason Stemler as the Orioles are going to elect to punt this ball away with under 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter and see if their defense can get the Millers off the field. Both teams with a full complement of timeouts. It's a short snap. Here's Fitzgerald up the middle, and it's going to be all depending on the snap on the spot. If where it's spotted, it is a first down, and they will move the chains as Brian Fitzgerald got it by just the nose of a football. Head coach Jason Simmons and the Noblesville faithful looking for the stop, and it was close. But this time it's the Orioles with the short snap to Fitzgerald. He took it right up the middle, and he was just able to get the first down. So 1st and 10 as the Orioles breathe new life into this drive on the fake punt. And they will do so at the midfield stripe. Play action pass. Meisner, he's looking deep. He's looking for Garendo, and he has the catch. At the 10-yard line, the second time tonight, Meisner and Garendo have hooked up. Garendo with outstanding concentration, came down with the ball, and as he made contact with the ground, he kept contact with the football, and now Avon 1st and goal at the 9-yard line with 4:08 left to go in the fourth quarter, trailing 28-24. So the Orioles, immediately after getting the first down on the fake punt, they go for the long ball. They pick it up And now, first and goal. Fitzgerald, the tailback. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The give is to Fitzgerald. Bryant will dive forward and end up near the 5-yard line, maybe just shy of it. A pickup of about 3.5, maybe 4 yards at best, but it will be second and goal from just outside the 5. Knows the football might be right on the 5-yard line. Clock continues to move, 3:28 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Orioles down by 4. Shayatovich and Carmichael to the right, Dupreece to the left. Fitzgerald the lone tailback, Lozano a blocking back right. And Meisner working out of the gun. Miller showing blitz. Back to pass. Meisner loses the football. He'll pick it back up. But he was going to try a quick pass to Dupreece off to the left. And the ball simply slipped out of Cameron's hand. But it's a loss back to near the 15, just inside the 15. And that's going to cause Mark Bless to call a timeout. They had it set up. They were going to try to hit Dupreece on a quick hit off to the left in the end zone. But the ball simply slipped out of the hands of Cameron Meisner. Cameron was able to fall on the football, but it's a loss back to the 14-yard line, and now it is third and goal for Avon. They trail by 4 with 2 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter, and with that kind of time left on the clock, you've got to think this is going to end up being maybe 2-down territory. A field goal doesn't do Avon any bit of good here, trailing by 4. And we'll see what they can pull out of their hat here, as they will have Brian Fitzgerald in as a tailback, 4 wide receivers in the package. The Noblesville crowd urging their defense on as Meisner looks over the defense. Third down and goal from the 14-yard line. Meisner takes a snap. He'll drop back to pass. He fires over the middle. Touchdown, Avon. Luke Shayatovich just simply running right down the seam, and Meisner hit him, and it is a touchdown for Avon, and they go back out in front, and they can make it a 3-point game with the extra point and 2:54 left. Great pass from Meisner to Shayatovich. A low pass where only Luke was going to get it. He went to his knees in the end zone, and Justin Hydorn is on for the point after, and he will put it up. He will put it through. 2:54 left to go in this fourth quarter of a wild football game in Noblesville. Avon back out in front, 31-28. Back with a kickoff after this on Audio Sports Online. Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located at Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 15 years. For more information on how parents can get a mouth guard for their high school athlete or for any dental questions, go to avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Justin Hydorn's kick will be muffed into the end zone, so the Millers will start this drive first and 10 at their own 20. Once again, they find themselves now trailing 31-28 with 2:54 left to go in this fourth quarter. It was a very nondescript third quarter for both teams. However, the fourth quarter has been a wild one, and after the Millers took their first lead of the game, they watched Avon on the strength of a fake punt that allowed the Orioles to extend a drive, and then after it looked like the Orioles were going to be in a tough position, third and goal from the 14, Meisner hits Shayatovich for the touchdown, and now the Orioles are back up by 3 as it's Gremmel. He'll pitch it. He'll go left side. I believe it's Chandler Hurst, and Hurst will take it up to about the 27-yard line, a pickup of 7 on first down. The Orioles only have 2 timeouts remaining. The Millers with all 3 timeouts remaining, but clock moving down to 2:34. left to go here in the fourth quarter, and the Millers trailing by 3. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side, actually 5 wide receivers. Gremmel back to pass over the middle. Pass is complete, and that is something that Noblesville has done very well all night long. It's find that man in the middle. This time McGuire Plummer comes down with the reception and a first down for the Millers at their own 38-yard line. They'll stop the clock, and now the clock is moving. Down to 2:06 as they take the snap. A quarterback draw. Here's Gremmel, and he's going to be flung down as getting his big hands on the quarterback draw was Matthew James, a 6'3", 295-pound senior. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 8 after Plummer was able to pick up a couple of yards, but we're down to 1:43 and counting here in the fourth quarter. And the Millers are checking the sideline. Taking a lot of time here. 3 timeouts remain for the Millers, and they're now down to 1:30. Back to pass. Gremmel fires over the middle. Pass is complete, and once again, finding his man in the middle and making a surefire strike. Nolan Ginther, and he'll take it to the Oriole 42-yard line. Clock moves. 1:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. Millers trail by 3. All 3 timeouts remain as they set up for 1st and 10. Here's a handoff, but this play will be blown dead as penalty flags fly. And they're going to get Avon for offsides yet again. And that is something that Coach Mark Bless is probably not even able to fathom at this moment, the number of offside penalties Avon has committed. And a lot of that you can attribute to quarterback Grant Gremmel. And that's going to be a free 5 yards. It'll take the ball down to the 37-yard line. And quickly, we're going to have a timeout called. The first of 3 timeouts called. 3 allotted timeouts by Noblesville with 1:09 remaining. And down here where Avon leads only by 3, that 5 yards can be crucial, especially if it comes down to a kicking matchup as we take a look over this season for Noblesville. Their field goals this season, Jack Knight is 3 of 4, and his longest has been 30 yards. So they have not attempted a whole lot of field goals this season, and Knight has not attempted anything longer than 33 yards. Right now, well out of his range to maybe hopefully send this game into overtime, but they still have 2 timeouts remaining and 1:09 left on the clock. Out of the timeout, it'll be 1st down and 5 at the Avon 37-yard line, and the Millers will send 2 wide receivers to the far side of the formation, 1 to the near side, H-back left as Gremmel takes the snap, gives to Hurst. Hurst looks for some room. He'll take it to the middle of the field, but he'll only gain maybe a yard and a half at most. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and under a minute left to go in the football game. And the Millers not showing really any urgency as we're down to 50 seconds. Gremmel back to pass, fires right side, has McGuire Plumer at the 30-yard line. And that time Nathan Conley hung on for dear life. And they will get the 1st down at the 30-yard line. 41.9 seconds remaining, and now head coach, well, now we're going to have an official's timeout as an Oriole is down on the near sideline. And getting up very slowly and walking off is C.J. Hunt, the nose guard. He doesn't really want to come off the field, but now they've called timeout, and he is going to have to make his way off the field, even though he's trying to take the long way around. And finally, Coach Mark Bless is actually out there in the middle of the field with CJ as they take a look at the training staff over there, and he will make his way over to the sidelines, escorted by Coach Mark Bless. 41.9 seconds remain. This will really help Noblesville out. They save a timeout, and they can get to the line of scrimmage, and when play is marked ready, they'll be ready to go as the clock starts. And they'll wind the clock now with 3 wide outs to the far side, 2 to the near side. Gremmel takes the snap. He's looking. He fires in the middle, ball tipped at the line of scrimmage. And it will bring up second down and 10, 33.7 seconds now on the clock here at Hare Chevrolet Field. Avon leads 31-28. The ball resting at the Avon 29-yard line, so a 40-plus yard field goal as it stands. Gremmel, he's looking right side. He's looking for Plummer, and Plummer is not going to get it. The ball was thrown outside. Nathan Conley in coverage. Miller fans looking for the interference call, won't get it, and it's now going to be third down and 10. Clock shows 28.9 seconds remaining. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. But now the Millers have got to feel they need at least another 10-plus yards to even have a chance for a field goal here. And they need that 10 yards for a first down. Gremmel back to pass. He looks. Pressure comes. Here comes Trey Howe. Trey Howe will sack Gremmel back at the 35-yard line. Trey Howe gets the sack, and it pushes the Millers all the way back to the 35-yard line with 21.4 seconds remaining. And when Jason Simmons ends this timeout, he's going to be forced to go for the Hail Mary, or at least try to get the ball inside the 19-yard line. That's what's necessary for a first down. The Millers will have 1 timeout remaining and 21.4 seconds currently on the game clock. But the Oriole defense comes up with a huge play, sacking Gremmel for the first time tonight as Trey Howe gets him back at the 35-yard line. So a big play there for the Orioles. And now let's see what the Millers can dial up. Now we've seen Gremmel. He has been a very accurate passer tonight. And I would imagine that his first concern is the first down. That at least gets him in field goal position. But if they've got somebody streaking, and the middle of the field has been open all night for Noblesville, Gremmel has also been excellent at drawing Avon offside. So now, well, Noblesville is going to use their third and final timeout as they look to see what Avon came up with defensively. They took a look, and now they will call and use their third and final timeout. So the wheels turning here in the fourth quarter. Like I said, a very nondescript fourth quarter almost, with both teams ending the third quarter as they ended the first half, tied at 21. But here in the fourth quarter, Avon now leads 31-28. That was after Noblesville took their first lead in this contest, getting a touchdown and leading Avon by 4. Avon got the touchdown. That's where we stand now, 31-28. And now they are going to set up for a 52-yard field goal. And now Avon is going to call timeout after Noblesville comes out, and Jack Knight comes out with the ball between the hashes and is going to set up for a 52-yard field goal. Again, the longest field goal he's attempted this season is 33 yards. The longest one he's made is 30. So we will see. The wheels are spinning here, and Millers are out of timeouts. Avon has 1 timeout remaining, and as soon as Coach Mark Bless saw the Millers with their field goal kicker, and they're evidently going to attempt this 52-yard field goal because the kicking tee is still at the 42-yard line. There is no wind to speak of at all here at Hare Chevrolet Field. And Jack Knight is going to be asked to kick a 52-yard field goal. We'll see if Avon sends somebody back as a single safety in case this one is short. Right now, they're not sending anybody back. They're going to play this safe. But this is a 52-yard field goal attempt by Jack Knight. The spot's down, the kick's up. It's going to be well short. It is going to be well short. And that is actually a little interesting. Let's just put it that way. As Noblesville, instead of maybe trying to keep a timeout, try to pick up 19 yards on a first down, they spend their last timeout and send their field goal kicker out for a 52-yard field goal. With now 15.8 seconds, this is pretty much the game now as Millers are out of timeouts, and Avon is going to walk out of here with a 31-28 win. So some wild goings here in the fourth quarter and especially the last minute. And Avon is going to escape with the win as they will end this regular season with a record of 5-4. And they will finish Hoosier Crossroads Conference play with a record of 4-2. We're going to take a quick timeout, come back with some final thoughts about tonight's game. This is Avon Oriole football on Audio Sports Online.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at redcobrawrestlingacademy.com. Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located at Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 15 years. For more information on how parents can get a mouth guard for their high school athlete or for any dental questions, go to avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100.
Welcome back to Harris Chevrolet Field, where the Avon Orioles have knocked off the Noblesville Millers to end the regular season with a win as they win this game 31-28. I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for joining me tonight for Oriole football on ASO. It was a rather wild fourth quarter, which kind of belied what the third quarter was like, as both teams had problems really moving the football in the third quarter. This game started, however, as Avon held Noblesville to a 3-and-out and eventually scored on a 5-yard Brian Fitzgerald touchdown early in the first quarter to take an early 7-0 lead. Noblesville, they responded, however, as Tyler Gonzalez scored from 1 yard out to tie the game at 7 late in the first quarter. But the Orioles came right back after returning the ensuing kickoff, and one play later, Cameron Meisner hit Isaac Garendo on a 72-yard touchdown pass, and the Orioles were back out in front by the score of 14-7. The Orioles extended the lead to 21-7 after Brian Fitzgerald had his second touchdown carry of the first half, another 5-yarder, and they led 21-7. But then midway through the second quarter, the Orioles had a couple of problems with penalties. They had a turnover, and with less than 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter, Noblesville managed to score twice before the end of the first half. First on a 14-yard pass from Grant Gremmel to McGuire Plummer from 14 yards out, and then at the end of the first half, Grant Gremmel hit Blake Taylor from 28 yards out, and we went to the locker rooms at the half all tied up at 21. That's how the score was at the end of the third quarter, as neither team really had much success moving the football, but things would change, however, in the fourth quarter, as it was a bit of a wild fourth quarter. The Orioles retook the lead about a third of the way into the fourth quarter when Justin Hydorn hit a 36-yard field goal to take the lead 24-21. However, it was a big play from Grant Gremmel to his big tight end Nolan Ginther from 32 yards out, and the Noblesville Millers had their first lead of the contest as they led 24-21. It wouldn't last too long as Avon bounced back as they drove the ball, and Cameron Meisner found Luke Shayatovich on 3rd and goal from the 14 as the Orioles retook the lead 31-28. And then the final drive by Noblesville, which might leave some head scratching as fans leave the stadium tonight. Noblesville started marching down the field, but you didn't really get a whole lot of sense of urgency out of the Millers. They had plenty of time. They had all 3 timeouts in their back pocket, yet they ended up running out of time, and they were forced to try a 52-yard field goal when they had 4th and about 14, and they still had a timeout in their pocket. However, they elected to use it. They could have tried for the first down rather than either a long touchdown or what turned out to be a 52-yard field goal. Instead, they used their 3rd and final timeout. The field goal from Jack Knight was well short, and the Orioles are going to leave Hare Chevrolet Field with the victory tonight, again by the score of 31-28. The win for the Orioles means that they will wrap up the regular season with a record of 5-4, 4-2 in Hoosier Crossroads Conference action, while the Millers will end the season with a record of 4-5, and they will be 3-3 in the HCC. One final note before we go off the air tonight, the news out of Hamilton Southeastern is that Brownsburg was leading that game and looked like they were going to be advancing to take the Hoosier Crossroads Conference title. So congratulations to head coach John Hart and the Bulldogs, who in his first year at at Brownsburg, only one loss on the record to these Noblesville Millers last week, but they will finish with the Hoosier Crossroads Conference title. Our next broadcast of Oriole football on Audio Sports Online will be in 2 weeks as the Orioles begin their playoff run. Last year, it ended in the semi-states, 1 game away from the championship game at Lucas Oil Stadium. How far will the Orioles make their run this year? We'll tune in 2 weeks as the Orioles will start their playoff chase on the road against the Pike Red Devils. My Indiana Football Hall of Famer broadcast partner, Dave Shelbourne, will be back with me to call all the action. Pre-game show tentatively is going to be set for 6:30 with the kickoff set for 7 o'clock because I do believe that game will be on 98.9 FM WYRZ, but keep it tuned. We'll let you know. We'll also let you know when the next edition of the Mark Bless Show will be on Audio Sports Online. May not be this coming week. It may be the week after when we get ready for the game against Pike. We'll let you know about that as well. Again, our final score and the final regular season game of the season for the Avon Orioles. It's a winner as the Orioles knock off Noblesville by the score of 31-28. This is Brian Scott saying thanks for joining me tonight. Look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks as the Orioles begin their trip in the IHSF playoffs against the Pike Red Devils. Until then, so long, everybody. Avon Oriole football has been brought to you by Reynolds Body Shop, McNamara Florist, Red Cobra Wrestling, and Avon Dental Center. Oriole football is an AudioSportsOnline.com production.